Hi there, it's Jo from Minerva, and today we're going to do a little product review of a Simplicity Sidewinder. It's a little machine, battery operated, that you can wind your bobbins on separately to your machine so you don't have to unthread to wind your bobbins up. We've all run out of bobbin thread at some part in our sewing processes, and it's really annoying to have to unthread your machine to wind a bobbin and then rethread all of your machine. So with this, you can do this separately and keep your project flowing. It's particularly good if you're making large garments like wedding wear or evening wear, where you know you will definitely be getting through one bobbin. So you can wind a bobbin, start your project, and then you can hands-free have another bobbin being wound while you're still working. It's also good if you're a quilter and you know you're going to get through lots of bobbins. You can just keep threading them up and have a little pile of them ready to go into your machine as and when your bobbin thread runs out. Another advantage is if you have very small pockets of time, so you don't have all of your stuff out like I do all of the time, then you can take one of your little pockets of time if it's really small, and you can just wind your bobbins ready for a project. It's absolutely fabulous for sitting in front of the television and winding bobbins for all your different projects ready to get going when you have got larger pieces of sewing time. This little machine runs on 2 AA batteries, and it comes with a set of 2 inside the machine when you purchase. Just remember to pull the little tab out so that your machine works. This is the spool holder. It's got a little mat at the bottom. This is for turning it on and off. You've got your thread tension bar, an eyelet, on-off switch, and your batteries at the back. With this lever, you can have the machine so that you can turn it on and off with your hand, or you can have it so that it runs hands-free. To thread up the machine, you put your reel of thread onto the spool holder with the thread coming from the front of the reel. If it's a little bit tall, a Gutterman one, you can take the little mat off, as long as you're getting an even thread through the eyelet, round the tension disc. Make sure it's between the discs and you're getting some tension. And then thread your bobbin in the usual way using the little holes in the top. So pull the thread through the top and put it onto the bobbin holder. Choose your setting and press go. Just do it manually just to get a little bit started, and then you can chop your thread off. Snip off your threads and your bobbin is wound. Push the spool holder back in and you're ready for next time. You can use a sidewinder to thread shearing elastic onto bobbins, because when you put that on you need to add a little bit of tension, and sometimes you can't evenly put on tension with just your hand, so you might start off quite loose and get tighter and tighter, and that will change the look of your shearing. So if you turn the tension up to the widest setting that it will go, so that it's not stretching the elastic too much, it takes a little bit of practice. It gets pinging back a little bit for me, but I just needed to get the tension disc to the widest it could be so that the elastic could run between them without being squeezed down. When it's squeezed down, it's stretching the elastic too tight. But it was really good for running up shearing bobbins, because when you're shearing you go through lots and lots and lots of bobbins really quickly. It's the same setup. So up comes the spool. You're going to get your roll of shearing elastic, and your elastic's going to come from the front of the reel. You're going to go through the eyelet, but you're going to turn the tension disc so it's at its widest point, so it's not squeezing the elastic too much. You'll know because you can have a little feel as you pull it through, just see what it feels like, or turn it a bit more. Put your elastic through the hole in the bobbin. Have a really long tail here, otherwise it scoots back out. Put your bobbin on the holder. And then I'm just going to use the hand manual setting so that I can get the elastic started. And then I can go hands-free. And there's a shearing bobbin. Once you've used the machine, you'll think, wow, I'm going to really thread up loads of bobbins because it's working really well. I've got the tension right and I want to make lots of them ready to sew. But then you've got to store all of those bobbins. So you can either buy a little clip like these. So these clips, you put the bobbin on the end, it's like a little peg, and it's got two prongs and they go into the top of your reel, and then you've got a reel of thread with a matching bobbin. It's a good way to store your bobbins because you don't have to keep two reels of thread and try and make sure that when you come to use that reel of thread that you can find the matching colour for the second reel to wind the bobbin. If you want to make lots of bobbins and fill them all up, then do make sure that you're not just plundering any little bobbin out of your sewing boxes. You need to make sure you've got the right one for your machine because they are not all the same. So get your sewing machine manual, go to the bobbin section and just check out how many millimeters your bobbin is. Then you know that if you want to buy a little packet of bobbins, so I buy these bobbins, then I will have the right one for my machine. And if you use the wrong one, you'll have all sorts of thread tension problems and knotting up of your sewing machine. If you threaded up lots of bobbins and the little pegs that go into the top of your reels don't work for you in terms of storage, then you could also try a bobbin tray. So here are my bobbins, they're all wound up ready, and I keep them in a tray, and I don't even put the lid on, I just keep them open so that I can pick them out when I want. It's not an essential part of your sewing kit, but boy, once I got it, I'm so glad I had it. It really does make sewing those larger projects with top stitching or a jacket or something that I really want to keep going on the instructions with, it means that I can carry on, wind another bobbin while I carry on sewing. The other thing that I've used it for is I swapped machines once. So I was using a machine and I left the bobbin in it, and then lots of things happened, and then I went back to the other machine, and then I sort of ran out of thread, and I was like, oh no, I haven't got enough thread to thread a bobbin to finish the project. So I took the bobbin out of the other machine and I did bobbin to bobbin winding on the Sidewinder because the other bobbin doesn't fit my other machine. So I managed to transfer my last bit of thread from one bobbin to another evenly. If you want to check out this product, then do head over to Minerva. You will see the product listed there, and you can also make an account with us, share your makes and check in with our sewing community. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon.